Another video is starting here on the Crypto Whale channel. I am Edward Scott, and this is your daily dose of information about the crypto world. Feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Will Bitcoin have a new upward push in August? Institutionals have been moving these 7 cryptocurrencies. Former SEC chairman says Bitcoin ETFs should be approved. Ethereum prepares for one of its most important upgrades. How many CBDCs will exist by 2030? Circle and Tether frees $65 million in stolen funds. Welcome to Whale Crypto. The information provided in this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice. We strongly encourage viewers to conduct their own research, and exercise caution before making any investment decisions. What is the market sentiment? Today, July 11th, the sentiment is at 57. Yesterday it was at 56. Last week it was at 64, and last month it was at 47. Former SEC chairman says Bitcoin ETFs should be approved. Jake Clayton, the former chairman of the SEC in the United States, stated during an interview on CNBC that the Bitcoin spot ETF should be approved. He also commented that the Bitcoin spot ETF should have the same security and effectiveness as the Bitcoin futures ETF, and in this case it should not be difficult to approve it. Therefore, major investment funds like BlackRock and Fidelity will now focus on demonstrating the security of their spot ETFs so that they can be approved. Institutional investors have been moving these 7 cryptocurrencies. According to the weekly report published by CoinShare, institutional capital bought Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Solana, XRP, and Polygon in the last 7 days. It is important to note that for the 11th consecutive week, these investors have been withdrawing money from financial instruments that allowed them to short Bitcoin. This means that institutional capital is not interested in betting on the decline of Bitcoin. On the other hand, in the last 7 days, institutional capital sold Cardano and Cosmos, which are not shown in the chart but are mentioned in the report. Will Bitcoin have a new upward push in August? As you have recently seen, the price of Bitcoin is possibly in an accumulation phase. It is precisely because of this accumulation movement, as you could see in the previous news about institutional capital movements, that Bitcoin will likely have an upward push in August. It is quite clear that this type of investor is accumulating more and more Bitcoin, and they have no intention of shorting BTC. Ethereum will have one of its most important upgrades. By the end of this year, according to Ethereum developers, the new upgrade will allow for faster and lower cost transaction processing. This makes it one of the most important updates for this blockchain due to the benefits it is expected to bring to users. Although there is no exact date for this upgrade yet, it is estimated to be ready by the end of 2023. Circle and Tether frees $65 million in stolen funds. A few days ago, the Phantom multi-chain bridge was apparently exploited, resulting in a value of $130 million stolen. This value included almost all the Bitcoins, USDC, and USDT that were within the project. Interestingly, after being stolen, the tokens were not sold on the market as is usually the case. This is where Circle, the issuer of USDC, and Tether, the issuer of USDT, come into play. They were able to freeze $65 million related to this case. In the end, it is worth asking why this is both good and bad at the same time. On the one hand, the possible recovery of assets is obviously great, but the fact that they can freeze our funds whenever they want, even if they are in high custody wallets, is not so nice. Now, what do you think about this? Write your opinion in the comments. How many CBDCs will exist by 2030? There is much talk about CBDCs, but we still don't know exactly how they will function or how many will exist. According to a survey conducted by the Bank for International Settlements, involving 86 banks worldwide, more than half of the central banks around the world are conducting experiments or piloting CBDCs. Both developing and developed economies share the same motivation behind their CBDC projects: financial stability and cross-border payment efficiency. However, developing countries are more often motivated by reasons related to financial inclusion and ease of use. One of the trends we are currently witnessing is the gradual disappearance of cash due to CBDCs. According to the study, more than 93% of banks are already seeking a way to launch their own digital currency, and it is estimated that there could be up to 15 retail CBDCs and 9 wholesale CBDCs in circulation in the next 7 years, that is, by 2030. Now, a question that I think you don't know the answer to: Do you know how many CBDCs are currently in circulation? If you didn't know, there are 4 CBDCs that are already in circulation, namely in the Bahamas, the Eastern Caribbean, Jamaica, and Nigeria. Based on predictions, we could see up to 24 CBDCs in circulation by the end of this decade. And that concludes today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to receive daily updates on the crypto world. See you soon.